One of the cool principles about chess in having to focus on the game is that you have to manage a lot of things that are going on, and you can miss stuff. And that's what happens in guys' trainings. And so I noticed this as well. We all have blind spots, and what chess does is make you focus on something that maybe you can't see. You have to worry about these things because there could be a way for you to get way better, way quicker, if only you could see it. You could jump from 1 to 100, but maybe you can't see it. So he had some cool ideas on the importance of a mentor.
A lot of people in chess who are very good, the reason they don't get better is they don't know what their weaknesses are. They need coaches to tell them. So maybe if you're a top soccer player and a couple of people said, hey, you should do this a little bit differently. And you're like, oh, yeah, I didn't think of that. But it's hard to critique yourself. It's not easy.
True. And some guys get caught up on, and this is a thing in chess, right? Some guys get caught up on a plan that is a doomed plan, and they don't want to give it up. And so there's a story about Cristiano Ronaldo, more or less, and I cannot remember the guy who's credited with doing this, but he loved skills and tricks, and they're a lot of fun, and so when he was a young player at Manchester United, that's what he did. That's what he was. And this guy kind of helped turn his brain towards like, that's great, but we got to win the game because that's what pays the bills. And so we need you to get better at scoring, which he had not the biggest interest in. But once that switch was made, he went from being really fun to watch, kind of scoring some goals, to scoring more goals than everybody all the time, anywhere he goes, right? And so it took that switch, which wasn't coming from him. He had the drive and the desire, but the focus was misplaced. And once it was, then poof, here comes the superstar. So Ben, of course, like the proper grandmaster that he is, tests out his abilities in poker, and he goes to Vegas, and he has a cool story that intertwines with football about that.
I always want to tell this story, but there's never the right forum except this one.
How perfect.
I go to Vegas all the time for chess tournaments. I never just went to Vegas. It was always like a chess tournament.
Okay.
And so I like to play poker and blackjack, depending on what year it is. And I'm playing blackjack at the Wynn or the Encore, which is the same thing, but
okay.
They're sister hotels. And I'm playing at a high stakes table, and I'm playing the lowest possible stake. And everybody else is playing like for a lot, like what I make in a year. And there's this really, really, I can't say really enough, attractive couple. Too attractive to be like on this earth. And I mean, I don't know who's more attractive, him or her. It was close.
Right.
Anyway, so some guy who was a loudmouth, who had $10,000 rolls all over him, and he was a big guy, and he was always talking nonstop. He said, hey, what do you guys do? And I was like, yes, I want to. And he says, I play for the Netherlands in soccer, and she's like a supermodel, and they're boyfriend, girlfriend, and they go to Vegas 6 weeks every summer.
Oh, no way.
And they had plenty of money. They had infinite money.
Sure.
And he was like 6'4" and all muscle, and she was gorgeous. He was gorgeous too. Right. And I was like, who are these people? Where do they come from? But yeah, he was a Dutch soccer player. So I guess that's why
you don't know who it was?
No, they didn't say their names. They just said I'm a soccer player and she's a model. And I was like, yeah, wow. I agree with that.
Well, I thought at first, you said he's 6'4". Hair or no hair?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, hair. Oh, yeah.
What color?
Like blonde hair. They were both blonde. Yeah.
That could be Dirk Coit.
This is a long time ago. It's a
long time.
10, 15 years ago.
10, 15 years ago, that puts it around. That's
and he might have even been retired. I don't know.
Ooh,
but I mean, but he wasn't old. He was in his probably in his early 30s, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
they
were
fascinating. Those, guys. The footballing world with gambling, and I actually just watched the. Finally, I got around to it. I'm late to the game. The Michael Jordan documentary. On Netflix.
No, I knew about him. I have people who know him, and he likes to gamble, and then some.
I know.
Yeah, and he gets mad. Like if he plays backgammon or pool and he like loses, he's furious. I'm like, well, you're a basketball player. He's really mad. He gets really angry. Yeah.
You're a basketball player.
Man, Charles Barkley, he said, yeah, I lost about 50 million playing blackjack, but I can afford it. So I'm not like addicted because I can afford it. I was like,
you can afford it? Yeah. We are calling on all of you, 11th Commandment investigative team, to figure out who that couple could be. It should not be that hard. I've not yet tried, but I'm wondering if we can figure out who that couple might be and then challenge them to a chess match.